Well, hello everybody. Welcome into Sports Extra Uncut Season 1, Episode 2.
Yes.
I'm your host, Kobe Clark, and to my left, right now, currently, is Jacob Pickett.
Hello.
But in just a little bit, we're going to bring back on Zach Stidham for this week's episode, and Jacob will soon leave us.
Correct.
We're going to have a little fun this time. We're going to start off the first half of this show with strictly WWE and wrestling. And then shift on over to some NBA Pacers news.
Yes.
So, Jacob, how are you today?
I'm doing good, man.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say so. We figured out some issues we had. For those who may not have noticed, the stream might look a little different. And there's no explanation for that at all. We don't know what happened, but it did. And, we're just rolling with the punches, essentially. All that matters is that we're live.
I don't make you laugh.
Yeah, all that matters is that we're live, and that's it. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
And that we're here to talk about some wrestling.
Yes, sir.
Which is the only sport. This is the only time you'll ever see me on this show. Is when we're talking wrestling.
Uncut, whenever Jacob is on, you know what's going down.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not talking an RKO.
Oh God. He's currently not booked on that show.
Oh, he will be.
But yeah, whatever.
I could have a conversation about that.
Yeah, honestly.
I want to know when he's gonna break up with Riddle.
Please,
will
soon.
he?
Please soon.
I love what he's doing, but it's getting a little stale.
I hate it.
It could be tonight. Currently, Raw is starting in, as of right now, it's
That's true. We were trying to start this like almost an hour ago, but the troubleshooting we went through.
Happen.
Yeah,
even
things
the
happen.
Pacers game is on right now.
Ah, Lord.
All
right. So we might have live updates throughout this show.
We might.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe Cody Rhodes shows up.
Finally.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
I freak out a little bit.
If we're talking about it on show, like, dude, I don't think it's gonna happen.
You don't think Cody's gonna show up?
No. I think they're playing into WWE does not know how to be subtle anymore.
Very much.
So when it comes to that, they've already been making jokes like almost every show that they air, which is too many. That they're like, oh man, somebody's gonna be surprised here. They basically have been like teasing on every show.
I want to fight someone phenomenal.
Yeah, that Cody is gonna show up.
It's not our truth, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right. When is the last time he was on TV?
Dude, don't ask me. I don't. 24/7 championship.
Is that still a thing? Oh Lord, I don't even remember. Dude.
Last time I heard the champion was Dana Brooke. I don't know if that's true.
I did too. I don't know if that's.
I think it's what's his name?
Reggie.
The
other dude, formerly known as Reginald.
Yes, who was the assistant to Carmella.
A strange career so far,
yeah.
to say the least.
Love it.
I'm gonna look this up right now. Also, in general, we're talking about just the road to WrestleMania so far.
We're going to be going over the matches so far and our thoughts on them. And what we'd like to see, maybe.
Yes, because there's only like, 4.5 matches.
So right now, there are 4.5.
Yes,
there's
4.
Edge with an undeclared opponent.
Yes,
we obviously think it's AJ.
Yeah, it's heavily rumored and speculated.
If it's not AJ, I heard it could be Damian Priest, but I think that's going to be something with Damian Priest and Finn Balor for the United States title, which is actually tonight.
Oh, that is happening.
Yeah, so there might be a rematch at Mania. Who knows?
Perhaps. When stuff's on Raw, you can there's like a high chance shenanigans occur.
Exactly.
I don't know what shenanigans would occur between those two because as far as I know, they don't have friends.
Oh, speaking of shenanigans, did you see Nick Jackson's Instagram post today?
Him and Matt outside of Stanford?
Yes. Stanford, Connecticut.
Oh Lord, they're just
the Jackson brothers.
The young
located
bucks
in Stanford, Connecticut, right where the WWE headquarters are. So
which is not the first time that nothing's happening there. But that's not the first time that they've been like messing around.
No,
with
they
that.
Always do that.
Which is they always do stuff like that. But
Matt
I do
Hardy
find it
did one a while ago.
Yeah, I do find it funny though that as far as I know, the last time it did that was it's like 3 or 4 years ago. When like the whole elites and a bunch of fans, they joked that they were like storming the place.
Yeah, good luck.
But all they did was like they had a truck out there, had a bunch of fans, and then they just kept joking. They kept joking that they were gonna like invade, and then Cody just started like giving us like a hoorah speech, and then it just turned into him reciting the speech from Independence Day.
Oh my gosh!
And they were just like, "Isn't that the speech from Independence Day?" They're like, "Just let him go with it." They were messing around with that. I was thinking, like, WWE, I was going to say, like, so far, with things shaping up at WrestleMania, gotta be real. not crazy about it.
Me neither,
It's
Jacob.
kind of depressing to talk
Let me go
about.
into these matches real quick.
Yes.
By the way, did you ever find out who the 24/7 champion
It's
is?
still Dana Brooke as of February 21st, which was
Hey, that's a long reign.
a week ago.
It's her first reign as a champion in WWE.
I think that is her first title ever.
That is awesome.
Which is crazy, because I kind of feel she deserves more, but good for her.
That's another.
Anyways,
Anyway, so far there are currently 3 matches. Actually, no, I'm a liar.
that's on night
There
one.
are 4 matches and a half right now.
Mm-hmm.
The first one being Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey, the returning Ronda Rousey.
Won the Royal Rumble.
Ronda
and
Rousey,
oh, God.
who won the
Don't
Women's Royal
even-
Rumble back in January, and she will be competing for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. And then we go into Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Which is for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yes.
It's probably the best match.
That will probably be
Second or
one of,
first.
if not the best match on. I think that's on the first day.
It is, yes.
Yes, that one. Probably should. Usually
I
I'm
think
like,
it's on the second day.
oh, is it?
It's not the main event on the first night. I
Well,
think
that's a
Charlotte
mistake.
and Ronda's the main event on the first.
Well, that's stupid.
You think?
It should absolutely be Becky
You
and
think?
Bianca
I heard
again.
Vince McMahon is going to be fighting Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
The former Colts punter and one of the best
Current
podcasts you could ever
SmackDown,
hear.
yes, current SmackDown commentator, of course.
Of course, yes. Recently with Adam Cole, but we don't talk about him anymore.
Oh yeah. He works
We don't talk
elsewhere
about
now.
his stuff.
We're not under contract. We can talk about whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah.
You can't fire me, Vince.
Exactly. You don't pay me at all.
I get an email.
Oh, that'd be crazy. But yeah,
So
so
just email me. He said I'm
oh
fired.
Lord, there's like so there's like a lot of rumors, and that's the big one that's been going around like this past couple days, if not this past week, has been Vince McMahon wrestling Pat McAfee,
Yep.
which is, I mean, Pat McAfee had that match against Adam Cole. That was
Right.
that sweet.
That was sick.
Like that was pretty
him for
cool.
that.
Yeah, I do too. He's one of the few like non-wrestlers that like actually cared.
Bad Bunny.
Another one being Bad Bunny, and I still can't believe ever saying this. One of them also being Snooki. Years ago, like she actually did wrestling moves. Like a lot of celebrities that
don't-
get involved. Look,
That's
that was
a
a
whole
dark.
other conversation.
That I know, and that was a dark age for WWE. That era sucked
WrestleMania
horribly.
25, man. That was a great WrestleMania.
But yeah, a lot of celebrities that usually get involved in wrestling. Period, like in actually doing
It's not
matches,
like,
don't do a lot. But it's like there's like I can count on one hand.
Who's actually done like a good
Like
job.
yeah, and that's been Bad Bunny, Pat McAfee, Snooki kind of. At least again, still better. Not saying she's great, but she was better than a lot of people because she actually did something.
What's his name?
And then
Mike
Stephen
Tyson?
Amell, the actor.
That was
yeah,
when,
he did
Wade
both.
Barrett and Cody. Or
Yeah,
Stardust.
and Stardust and Neville, and then he also did that match against Christopher Daniels at All Out before.
Which I think he's actually trying to become a wrestler.
that's I kind of heard some stuff, and he's doing that show that's on Stars that's about wrestling. I've seen like 2
I think that's
episodes.
sick of him to do.
No, it is, and I have all the respect in the world for him
Oh, what's
actually
that
doing
other
that.
guy? WCW champion. The movie.
David Arquette,
Of course.
that doesn't count.
Why?
He didn't actually like do a match.
He's
it was just
still
like a
wrestling
whole.
to this day.
That's after the fact. Though.
Okay, but you cannot say.
Okay, yeah, no, that counts. That counts. You're right.
Under
you're right,
the
you're right,
curriculum
you're right.
you gave
yes,
me-
Yes, you're right. You're right. At the time, no.
Yes, I agree.
Retroactively, yes.
He won a championship by.
Johnny Knoxville also kind of counts because he took moves.
And I think
but,
he might be a Mania.
there's also another like seemingly like plan or rumor or whatever is that him and Sami Zayn are gonna actually have a match. I'll go ahead
I
and
heard
count
it's
him.
like multiple different. I think I heard there could be like a ladder match of some sort, which they've done for many years.
Yes, of course.
For no reason.
Because it's cool. That's literally
it's
the
like
only
the
reason.
one stipulation for the IC title that people care about. So I'm
Yeah, well,
guessing, like, Sheamus
sometimes
and
it's a
other
tag
people,
title,
Baron
sometimes
Corbin.
it's usually a mid card or a tag title, but there's
Yeah.
always like, we need to shove a bunch of people that are over, that aren't on the show,
Exactly.
onto the show. So like, dude, I remember like, man, what was that? WrestleMania 32 or something.
32
Where like
in
2
Dallas?
weeks, I think like a week, if 2 weeks, if not 1 week before Mania, they were like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a 6-man ladder match for the IC title. Okay, bye. And
Yeah.
that was it. Like it was like a week or two before the show.
Like what?
Yeah, now I mean,
31 was the sick one with Daniel Bryan winning
that one was rad. I said 32 was when Zack Ryder won and then lost it immediately.
to the Miz, who
To the
he
Miz.
does. Miz,
Oh god, does he have a match at
greatest
Mania?
IC champion ever.
He does not have a match at
Miz?
Mania right now, does
Yes,
he?
he does.
When he
you
does?
were dogging on it earlier. It would
I
be
was?
the Mysterios versus the Miz, and I think he is a good acquisition for WWE. He fits the mold of a heel. Logan Paul, the vlogger, the YouTuber,
No.
the entrepreneur.
I disagree because I think that dude's a scumbag the whole 9 yards and has been for years. And this is a grift.
I'm not saying he's not, but you
Right.
look at him and look what he is. You cannot
understand
tell me
that.
he doesn't fit in this wrestling.
I get that, but I would rather it be an actual wrestler that's hated
Understandable.
that much.
I get that.
I like again, like we were talking about some good like non-wrestlers in wrestling stuff.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
I do not see him like going as far as Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is a super fan, has mad respect for the business, and went out there and had a legit match. Then he showed up at the Royal Rumble. So it's like
you can't really compare the two. There's this guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
And
that's what I hate about it. The people that do it for like clout, basically, annoys me. They're doing it because they were asked. And instead of being like, okay, I'm really gonna care about this and like make it look cool like Bad Bunny, I don't think he does. Last year, what did he show up like?
Last year he didn't care. I'll say that.
I'll say last year, yeah, he got
even
stunned.
though he sold it really well.
Yeah,
and then he did something else.
That's the least you could ask. And yeah, I think he showed up at a different time, and it was like nothing.
I forget,
but I don't remember
but
either.
Anyway, we're going with this guy who's like doing it for the money and the attention and better fame.
Yeah,
compared to Bad Bunny, who's grown up with knowing the wrestling. He's a huge fan of it.
Yes,
and he respects it so much.
But that's what I'm saying. I would much rather have people that at least care a little bit. Okay. Like Johnny Knoxville cares at least a little bit because he took actual moves.
He got hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say he takes moves. He got thrown out like a psycho, and like that's. I mean, he's been known for that. I mean, I'll say like Steve-O and another dude whose name escapes me.
I hated how Steve-O wasn't there at the Rumble.
That did kind of suck, but also I mean, like R.I.P. Umaga, but like Umaga ruined him a million years ago.
Oh, he deserved it.
Which he deserved it, yeah.
He went down. What are you doing?
He went silent, bro.
If you don't know what we're talking about, type in Steve-O and Umaga YouTube. It's from like 2007 or 6.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Steve-O was not laying
down. Yeah, he did like
he
was
throwing down.
Yeah, he kind of did a match, and Umaga's the type. Again, R.I.P. Umaga's the type. They're like, if you don't like actually sell his moves and make him look bad, he will actually beat you up.
Oh, yeah,
and he
did. And he did.
Steve-O got knocked out. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, again, like back then, like Steve-O cared. He messed up and learned from that, but he still cared enough to like even like participate in any of it
and get hurt.
Again, I'll at one point I as much as I despise the person entirely. Machine Gun Kelly of all people, like he didn't sell it, but he did take that power bomb that one time from Kevin Owens off the stage. But and that was cool because again, most celebrities, especially around that time, like they would never get hurt, and then they would do stuff that like makes all the wrestlers that show up every week look like dorks. Mm-hmm. But then those celebrities wouldn't be there the next week, so it's just like, okay, well this celebrity just made your contracted wrestler look like a dork, and there's no comeuppance.
Nope.
And that was a dark age. Everything about that was awful. But nowadays, like, it doesn't happen as much, and if it happens, it's either a small thing or they're involved, and the celebrity involved usually at least gets, like, hit with some move.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, again, like, MGK gets half credit because he took it, but then he got up and, like, walked away like it was nothing, whereas any other wrestler would have got hit by that would be dead.
100%.
That'd be, like, stretchered off, you know? So, like, he gets half credit because he at least took the bump.
I agree. And he's, like, the soundtrack for the new video game.
I don't even want to talk about that.
I guess there's no Eminem being picked this year.
So, I'm pretty sure they lied about that every other time they said that. Like, legitimately, I don't think that was legit.
We got off track.
We did, yes, sorry.
Going on to the next match right now. Currently, champion unification match, one of the biggest matches in all of WrestleMania history.
They say that.
That's what they say.
That's what they're marketing it as. A repeat. And you're not allowed.
Repeat.
You're not allowed to call. It's like when Edge and Randy Orton had that match at Backlash with no crowd, and they were like, It was all right. I was like, I'm pretty sure I have notes saved on my phone from that night of talking about it. I'll show you that after the show.
Okay.
Or like if you're tomorrow or something. Yeah, I don't think I will be. But like, I'll show you at some point because it was pretty funny.
Understood.
But yeah, like they called that the greatest wrestling match ever before it happened. So you're kind of setting it up to be like, which it was all right. It was better than But with this, they're like, this is the biggest main event ever. It's like you have had like The Rock and Austin in the main event of Mania, bro.
The Rock and Cena.
Then The
And that
Rock and
was bigger than
Cena.
this.
Yeah, they set that up a year in advance, and it actually like at least delivered somewhat.
And
then
then
you have
they
this.
ruined it.
Just yeah.
Do you watch? This might be a little off topic, I guess. But do you watch YouTube like like wrestling YouTubers?
Only a few.
Do you watch wrestling gifs?
No, I think I followed their account though, like on
It's a
Twitter
guy.
or something.
It's a guy.
Okay.
Did you say girl? I thought you said her.
No, I said them.
Oh, I'm so dumb.
Yeah, I think I might follow their like Twitter
no.
account. I don't.
But
I, don't
I literally watched a
remember.
video of his today, like around like 1:00. Him rebooking WrestleMania 29,
Oh Lord.
and it would have been like from everything they would have had Brock versus Rock as one main event,
Mhm.
Punk versus Triple H for the title, WWE title,
Yeah.
and then it would have been like Cena versus Undertaker for the world title.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that guy. He's
I was-
funny.
I
Shout
was
out
saying, like-
wrestling gifts.
Yeah, I was at that point in time, that probably would have been the move. But
But going back on this,
of course,
this
yes.
match right now, currently with what it's presenting itself, it is supposed to be a very huge match.
Mhm. And like I'm excited, like I'm still down for it match wise.
Oh yeah,
Because this
it'll deliver.
Yes,
I
this
think.
version of Brock and this version of Roman currently
best versions
currently probably the best version of themselves in Roman's case probably ever,
Oh,
and in Brock's
100%.
case best in a while.
since like 03, 04.
Yeah, since like forever ago. Yeah, like leaving.
Pre-return
Yeah.
in 2012.
So like them two, because like the closest, or was he in that? No, he wasn't. These versions of like their personas have not like had a match together,
No,
right?
they have.
Oh, have they?
It was
Am I forgetting something?
Showdown. No,
No,
they've
no, they
had a
didn't.
match before.
They've had matches
It
before.
was
I don't
for
know.
the Universal title.
Did he? I was
Okay.
saying, did Tribal Chief Roman fight like current, or like did Tribal Chief Roman ever defend against Brock? I don't remember. Because either way,
I think he did.
if he did, either way, Roman's like he gets better every day since this him being heel has been the greatest idea they've had.
it was
in years.
Crown Jewel.
Oh
in
God.
October.
Okay, that explains why I don't remember it.
Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then Brock disappeared after that, and
was
then
this the match?
or wait, no, he didn't. That was after he came back. Or what year was it?
When Brock returned from the UFC? It's like 2012.
No, I'm talking about when like the last match that these two have
Oh,
had.
these two had?
Yes.
Brock and Roman?
Yes.
Just a few months ago. When at
Okay.
Crown Jewel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that explains why I don't remember it.
Let me
but-
pull this up.
But yeah, they
I'm getting confused.
But yeah, like anyways, still, it's gonna be a good match because again, this character, like that promo from like a week or two on SmackDown, or like it might have been this past show, I don't remember. Of like, because I saw it, that's like one of the main things I saw from the show, and like Roman and them like having the contract signing for the unification match. I don't know how far they're gonna like keep that. I think that's a dumb idea because the brand split's been so much better since they brought
I
it
don't
back.
know why they want to get rid of it.
I don't. They
I wish
shouldn't.
they didn't. I really don't.
I don't. I've not heard if they actually are or not. I hope to God they don't because that would be an awful decision. But yeah, the match is probably going to be good because again, both their character work currently is incredible, and as much as I hate that they both have the world titles, are going to unify them. The match itself is probably going to be sick. It's just the connotations going into it and after it.
I wish it
Kinda
wasn't for the
suck.
titles, but hey, who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe they bring another storyline where they
Maybe.
give another world title and they bring back the world heavyweight
No,
title. I don't
I doubt
know.
that entirely. But like, yeah, well, I mean, let's say with that, when it comes to that stuff, it's like, I don't know, like, it just sucks because like the last time I've seen that happen in a major company was New Japan over the last couple of years,
Yeah.
where they unified the,
Yeah.
where they, well, let's say at the for the longest time it wasn't unifying. It's just that it was double gold. Like you held
Yeah.
both belts, you defended both belts. There was like one time where only one was defended, not the other. But then eventually they're like, okay, they're unified, and then they made a way uglier belt.
Ew.
Um,
Was it the IWGP World Heavyweight title and then the
Yes.
United States title?
No, it was the Intercontinental
Okay,
title. It was the IWGP World Heavyweight I don't remember the exact title, and then the IC title, and then they did away with the IC title, which is still to this day a mistake. They absolutely should bring it back. And then they have the world title, which is uglier than the last one. Still is, always will be. And that's only just now being good with Shingo Takagi being the previous champion and Okada currently having this one. Nature is healing Okada's champion again.
Will Okada ever come to America?
Well, actually recently, like again, this is off topic from WWE stuff, but like some travel restrictions with Japan have been lessened, and so there's been a lot of talk of AEW and New Japan having more frequent, or at least possible more frequent,
Hopefully.
like overlap of
Yes.
wrestlers and stuff. I would say Minoru Suzuki's already announced doing another U.S. tour after doing one 3-4 months ago. It ended. So yeah, I think that's just the beginning of
Great.
what's going on there. But yeah, unifying world titles, or at least like some of your top titles, I find to be a bad idea. If they do it, like they keep saying unification, which is the scary part. But if they do it to where like they're just defending both, and then eventually like they're gonna give up one, because that's happened to WWE before, where someone wins 2 titles and they just give up one or the other.
Like Brock did in 2014.
Oh my
against
God,
Cena.
he did.
That's exactly what I don't want to happen.
Yeah, what's the thing? Like giving up a title is lame. I agree. But I would rather that happen than it's like, oh no, there's only one world title across both shows now.
Let me ask you this
like,
question. Though. Even though how much we're hating it right now, how weird would it have been if Daniel Bryan won his WrestleMania 30 main event with only one title?
Yeah, that'd be
Let me
weird.
ask you that would be weird.
It would still be huge. It would be a tad weird.
100%.
Yeah, like it would still be like the biggest deal.
But it would just be.
Yeah, like he would just do this, I guess, like a Tusken Raider from Star Wars. Like I don't know. But yeah, that would be weird. Because even then, like, I mean, that was like, because at that point, that was kind of different. It was one title, but it was represented by 2 belts. Because then not long after that's when they had the one that was really ugly.
WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes, exactly. And then that worked well enough. But again, like having 2 shows with separate, like if they're truly ending the brand split, this is an awful move.
There is so many talent.
Yes.
Why do you want to do this to yourself, WWE?
Yeah, as I said, like I
AEW.
I don't want the Raw Super Show to be a thing ever again. I don't want that to come back. That was awful.
No. Don't bring that back.
I hated that.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going 10 years back again.
That's the thing. 10 years ago was the Dark Ages, from like what, 2009 to like
whenever HBK,
2011 or like
HBK
2012.
retired. It was awful.
Yeah, like I would say, like I always remember, like I recognize 2009 and 2010 as at least those minimum.
The worst year was like 2014, in my opinion.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more good than bad there, but I feel like 2009 and 2010, when they were having like celebrity guest hosts for Raw every week, like that is the dark ages.
That was awful.
That was the bottom of the barrel. Everything sucked.
Super Cena was at his prime.
Yeah, and so like everyone was over him. Like yeah, no, everything was.
The Summer Punk wasn't even a thing yet.
Right, yeah, because that didn't happen for like another like year or 2.
Yeah.
So like yeah, all of that.
That's another discussion.
Yeah,
Ew.
exactly. Another discussion. The original Summer Punk's better, obviously. The one that happened in the Indies was mwah. But yeah, I really hope that they start fixing up these Mania cards, because again, we have like, oh man, I mean, there's like a whole month, or like over a month. So like,
let's see if there's anything I'm missing right now. On Twitter.
Yeah, it's like this is a pit stop in the road to WrestleMania. It's just we never talked about it like this here on the show, and I've never been on, so it's a good time to talk about it.
There's Kevin Owens in JBL's hat.
Okay. Oh yeah, Raw has been going on for 8 minutes
Team
now.
Bianca versus Team Becky tonight. We'll see who's in that match right now. It's Rhea Ripley, what is her name? Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair versus Doudrop, Kay.
Yeah.
Who? Nikki ASH.
Yes.
I almost said Caitlyn
Who is Caitlyn?
from like 2013. I don't know why.
Oh, Oh yeah, Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Oh, where did you get that from?
It was from the video I was watching earlier.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Since when was Nikki a heel?
She turned heel like
I thought
like
Rhea
2 weeks
was
ago.
the heel.
No, dude, Rhea's a natural baby face. She is beloved. The thing, they made it seem like she would turn heel because she's like the edgier looking person, and Nikki's a superhero. But they wanted to subvert expectations and had Nikki ASH turn heel.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's supposed to be like the nice kid friendly superhero.
Got it.
And I don't think her outfit's changed either, so she looks the same. But now it's just like
she's
evil.
She needs to be darker.
Yeah, but again,
Do it
WWE
black and
doesn't
red.
care, bro. They did that
I
as like a
know.
marketing thing, and then they already have turned on it like 4 months later.
They actually gave them money and they completely destroyed it. Because why? I don't know.
Because WWE creative is just a constant dumpster fire these days, and half the time that good things happen, at least as of like the last couple of weeks, if not a couple months, anything like really cool that's happened has been like a luck.
Yes.
Because like I'm just like, man, like 2 years ago I was watching. What are you showing?
There's Kevin Owens in his hat. JBL's hat right there.
Look, wait, is JBL even there? He's not commentated in like 4 years.
I don't know. It says closed captions J.C. Layfield. That's on his Twitter.
Man, I was gonna say, like, most of the time I've like absorbed WWE content in like the past several months has only been through Twitter. So I'm sure the way
this is definitely leading up to the Austin match, right? It has to.
That's something we didn't even talk about that, dude. The major rumors of like Stone Cold having a match, which like, dude's old.
It is.
Dude's old. Like I know Kevin.
He's like 56.
Yeah, like Kevin Owens.
My dad's 57.
Like Kevin Owens is great, and he's a fantastic wrestler. And I'm sure like you could put like Kevin Owens is one of those people you could probably put him up against an inanimate object, and you can still have a pretty decent match with him.
I want to say I'm great because I guessed that and I was right. He's 57.
Yeah.
Or no, 50.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I did say 56. I'm an idiot.
But whatever. No, you're close. I would not have had a guess at all. But yeah, like there was only one time that Stone Cold should have ever come out of retirement for a match, and that was the thing they were teasing with CM Punk back in like 2013.
Yes, exactly.
And then it didn't happen.
We were upset.
Yes, it was the only because they were like teasing with the video game. They're like, oh wait, is this gonna be a real thing?
And then The Rock happened.
And then they wanted to, and then everything else just fell apart and didn't happen. Like again, props to Kevin Owens. What'd you say?
I love that scene when Austin and Punk are backstage. He's like, "Want a beer?"
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say like they had a couple like interactions and it was incredible and the crowd was losing it. Yeah, like I wasn't watching wrestling at the time, but like looking back, that would have been great. But it's come and gone. So like doing it now, he's even older since then. Lord, it's
Is it possible?
It's been 9 years since.
Do
then.
they trust? Okay.
They absolutely trust Kevin Owens.
They trust Owens.
Absolutely, they do.
You gotta think. This had to be. If this was brought up to Stone Cold, do you think I want to know, was the idea of a match of just Stone Cold brought up to Stone Cold, or was the idea of him letting him pick his opponent there, or was Kevin Owens always the number one guy?
I don't know if Kevin Owens is always the number one guy, but he was up there. They're like, we want to bring Stone Cold out of retirement because we're bad at making anybody new look good, so we're still trying to get every bit of nostalgia we can.
We are. We need the money.
Yes, we need the money, even though we keep firing people and then claiming it's budget things and then make the most money we've ever made in the entire, 50-plus year existence of the company, but I digress.
It's okay.
It's not, but but yeah. So we'll bring Stone Cold back for real this time, and
you gotta say that's good. That's putting people in seats. No,
I say it's putting people in seats. Whether the match the match probably won't be spectacular, but they're trusting one of the best workers in the company that they have hired that's on a main roster show with him, so it'll be fine. It's like him. Like Sami Zayn or two of the maybe AJ Styles as well. Those are some big three.
That's what I want to say real quick.
They
don't do anything with AJ all year, and then once the month of March comes around, they're like, oh, we have AJ freaking Styles.
Yeah, he should probably be in a singles match at Mania.
Put him in a singles match at Mania.
Yeah, and currently
with Omos.
Yeah, and then currently. Which that was kind of entertaining, but whatever.
No.
But currently, as of now, that half match we mentioned forever ago is that Edge is scheduled to have a match at WrestleMania.
Yes.
But it's currently a to be determined opponent.
It is.
And the major rumors and stuff.
About it, actually.
Yeah, and the major rumors and stuff about that is that it's more than likely AJ Styles, which again that could be true. I would be down for it. Again, they're both great. They're kind of getting up there in years. Edge's comeback has been great.
Oh, 100%. Him and Orton.
Yeah, I was saying, Edge's comeback has been
him at Mania.
Has been 99% good. There's maybe a couple stinkers here and there or weird things, but mostly good. And then AJ, he said he said forever ago that he was only gonna be wrestling a few more years, and I can see his schedule.
Resigned though.
He did resign, but I can see his schedule getting at least slowly lighter and lighter.
I want him to have at least one more world title run.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he needs it.
We didn't even mention freaking Cesaro is not in the company
anymore.
We did.
Yeah, Cesaro's not there.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. We are already 30 minutes in this, and we still got to talk about Pacers.
Yeah, so we probably wrap this up.
Yeah, don't mean to be rude. One more thing. I just saw this tweet from Twitter.
Yeah, Raw is currently 14 minutes in.
Which rebellious WWE superstar will have the heart to challenge Edge to a match at WrestleMania?
So it's an open challenge type deal currently?
Yes. To end the show with you, Jacob, who is your prediction to face Edge at WrestleMania?
All right, so all the rumors going around say AJ.
Yes.
I think AJ is an absolutely, like, no pun intended, phenomenal pick to go with Edge. I mean, like, I don't think they've wrestled, like, ever, because they've had, like, polar opposite careers.
Had the Royal Rumble.
I think the Royal Rumble, they
return.
might have been in the same match. I don't know if they were in the same time. I don't remember. Okay, what, this past one?
Oh, no. It was when he returned his first time. 2020.
Yes, I remember that. I watched that live. That was awesome.
Loved it.
Especially, I was going to say, side story about that. I was watching that with former host of Shut-Ins, Chris Lopez.
Chris Lopez.
Yeah, exactly. And he had said that he'd heard that Edge would be back, and I was like, "There's absolutely no way in hell that Edge is back." And he's like, "Okay, if Edge does show up, you're not allowed to freak out or like be excited." And I was like, "Okay, it's not going to happen." And as soon as he came out of the Royal Rumble, I was just like sat here like this, and he simultaneously at the same lost his mind. He was, and then right after he got excited and like freaked out, he got up right in my face and was like, "You can't mark out. You can't be excited. You can't do anything." And I'm literally just sat there like the rest of the match like this until like he left.
Out.
Like yeah, like he was like, "You can't get excited. You can't do anything," which is a fantastic memory and I love it. But still, I was like, I half the time I see him on screen, I'm like, I still can't believe this is happening. It's been 2 whole years.
The last time I think I like fully marked out was when Cena returned at SummerSlam.
Oh, dude, that was pretty rad.
I couldn't control myself.
That was some good stuff.
Even when Brock returned the following month,
yes,
I don't think it could hold up to the Cena because I was like, oh,
yeah.
what?
I don't know.
What?
I think both were on. I think we're both about the same for me. I was just like, oh, because I don't know. I know I watched the Cena one live. SummerSlam I watched it the day after, but I like knew like nothing that happened.
Chills
Just like that was
every time.
That was a surprise.
I see that man come down. I really want him to win. Do you think he'll become a 17-time world champ?
No.
Let's be honest.
No.
You think he's not gonna? He's
one
away.
The only thing I can think of is that WWE would be like, we'll put the title on you for like 2 seconds, and then he'll like lose it as soon as possible because John Cena has to go and film another show or a movie or go on a live show.
You dog on Peacemaker.
I'm not. I need to finish the rest of it.
Me too.
Yeah, but everything I've seen is fantastic.
Right.
So like,
you think it'll be AJ?
That's the thing. That sounds like the best bet. The only thing I can think of that would be different won't really work because they're both on Raw and they're sticking with, at least for now, still people only on Raw. Like, I don't know.
It just all it says is which superstar. It doesn't really say.
That's true. It could. That means. Oh no. Oh, dude. What if it's Cody?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no.
I think that would be awesome.
That would be fine. I wouldn't hate it. But when you hear the rumors of AJ Styles, and then what actually happens is Cody Rhodes. I have nothing against Cody. But that's a downgrade. I'm sorry. Like AJ Styles is one of the best to ever do it. One of the best still going right now.
That just leaves like, what's AJ gonna do?
Yeah.
Because
I don't think they'll leave him off the show. I don't think they'll put him in like the Andre Memorial Battle or whatever either. That would be a sin.
I'd quit.
There's
no way.
I just like I'm sure they would figure out something for him. But like I think if it's not Edge, I have no idea what he'll do.
In my dream, I want Edge versus AJ, and then I would love Cody. If he does show up before Mania, I want him to go 1-on-1 with Rollins. So I think that would be a good story, and I think since Rollins got nothing to go on, he's got nothing
true.
doing.
Yeah, I was say after losing to Roman, he's got like nothing going on.
I know, not right now. I mean, and him and Owens aren't breaking up. Owens supposed to do the Stone Cold thing. Damian Priest maybe with Finn Balor.
Yeah,
I think it just makes sense if Cody's there. But then again, if Cody isn't there, then what the heck is Rollins gonna do?
That's a true point too, because like that's one of their because that's like there's certain people where you're like, oh, I hope they don't leave them off. There's people that you're confident like there's no way they're gonna not have them on anything on Mania. The only time it was like weird where they had like a big star not actually have like a match was Bayley last year, and that was a crime.
Yeah,
that she was like a host but not really, and like but she didn't have a match. That's the problem.
I really want her to come back.
So she keeps teasing that she's like ready or like real close to ready. So like I feel like
Monday after WrestleMania.
Any day now she should be. Oh God, I miss her so much. She is. It is obvious that it like her not being there is like a missing piece. What's Sasha doing? I believe last Friday on SmackDown she's teaming with Naomi and they might be going after the women's tag titles at WrestleMania. Is what I heard.
This is awful.
Okay,
ask me who the women's tag team champions are.
Who are the women's tag team champions?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's still Queen Zelina and Carmella. I think.
I forgot that was a thing.
That's because they've been booking those titles like complete garbage since they came out. Outside of like the first outside of the Iconics and the Boston Hug Connection, it's been just dog. It's been very bad. Because they just take two random people and put them together and have them win.
Exactly.
And this is kind of that. However, Sasha Banks has never won at WrestleMania, and I feel like if it's gonna ever happen, it's this time. You know, she's like she's like 0-5 or 0-6.
Wow,
yeah, she's
that's
never.
crazy.
She puts on banger matches every time.
100%.
Has always lost.
You gotta be kidding me.
What?
How is she gonna be in the main event against Bianca?
Look,
and then be in this match?
Okay, to be fair, it's not like she's going anywhere because the last like couple weeks or so, she's been having like random like posts being like, "Oh, thanks Vince," because I'm pretty sure she scored like even more money in her like contract or something.
I would assume.
Like, yeah, because she's like one of their biggest stars. So like she's rolling in it currently, and I think unless it's something she really doesn't want to do, she's gonna do whatever. So if this is like, you know, if her team with Naomi leads them challenging her to tag titles and they win, I'm fine with it.
Yep.
You know, like Naomi deserves more. She's heavily underrated. Sasha Banks
maybe
is
she
fantastic.
does something with.
Maybe, and then Bailey could come back, and there could be some like weird stuff because it's like, why? Like I know we aren't friends anymore, but like you're still teaming up with somebody else. Like what's that? Like I mean that's something to go off
They're
of.
gonna hear this and actually do it.
Nah, dude, there's no way that I'm gonna predict anything WWE does because if anything's even slightly interesting, they will do the exact opposites at this rate.
You're not wrong. Well, Jacob, we had a good talk.
Absolutely.
On the first half of this episode.
Yes.
It was a long one. We talked about so many different things about WrestleMania.
And we'll talk about this again like before WrestleMania
Maybe
happens.
next week, or not next weekend. We're on spring break, so there actually will not be.
Yes, there will be nothing
any
next
shows
week
or anything
for many of us.
week.
I'll say but closer to I'll say the end of March before I go on vacation.
Next week.
Well, no, not that one. The other one.
I know.
The actual one.
Yeah.
But I was say so in I don't know 3 weeks or so, WrestleMania will be at least mostly booked, so we can talk about it again.
We'll talk about it, give our thoughts and our predictions,
and then we could even have a review after.
And then of course the Monday after, and then we could honestly we should try and do it at 8 p.m. when Raw goes on the air, so we get live reactions with things.
Nah, honestly, I think we try to do it anytime after that, so we can see the full effects.
11 p.m.
I was to say that. Oh God, no, absolutely not. It's either that or we do it early enough where we start and finish before Raw after Mania starts.
I don't even know if we can do Mondays at 7 anymore. Well, we'll have to figure that out.
Okay, whatever. That's just talk. This is not on screen talk. We'll talk about this later.
We'll do it later.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jacob.
Yes, absolutely.
For your great insight on WWE.
I enjoyed this. I've missed talking about wrestling on podcasts.
Awesome.
Last time we did it. Last time we did it was I think a few months ago. I talked with Gavin, and I was the only one that knew anything. And then
Well, now you have me.
I say exactly. And then I think 2 years ago, on Shut-ins Unplugged, Chris Lopez and I talked about wrestling for a hot minute.
I need to get in contact with Chris. I really want to talk to him about stuff. I want his thoughts.
Absolutely, man.
Because me and Corey, we'd be sitting on the TV watching wrestling and be like, what do you think's gonna happen? Oh no, it's Chris. I'm like, what?
Oh my God! I was like, he can ask.
Chris knows what's gonna happen.
He can ask Chris. You ask me, because Chris and I have talked.
It was the Royal Rumble. You think Brock? Who do you think's gonna win the Royal? It's obviously Brock.
As I said, so from now on,
which I hate.
I hate both Rumble winners this year. Anyways, before we get on more topics, I'm going to leave.
You're gonna leave, Jacob,
and you guys are gonna talk about
for the Indiana Pacers.
Yes. All right. I was like, thank you again for having me. I'm sure I'll be back.
Jacob. Thank you. Until next time. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a great first half about WWE and all things WrestleMania. But now, as Jacob Pickett leaves, one leaves, another enters. And this one will be Zach Stidham, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be talking about the recent 2-game winning streak that the Indiana Pacers are currently on right now. And when that happens, it is also a big day. Hello, Zach. Welcome to the Sports Extra Uncut.
Yes, sir.
How are you today?
I'm good, man.
All right, well, let me ask you this. It's the birthday boy. Whose birthday is it, Zach?
Halliburton's birthday.
Tyrese Halliburton's birthday. He turns 22, but he's technically 5.5. I don't know. He was born on a leap year.
Yeah.
So we had to celebrate it a day before, but Tyrese Halliburton, one of the better players, one of the best young players in the entire league right now, Zach. Let me just tell you about it. I saw it yesterday on Twitter. I wasn't watching the game, sadly. I wish I could. But they were playing the Boston Celtics, and they've won their previous last 2 after the All-Star break. So they are currently on a 3-game win streak, who they beat the Wizards right before All-Star break, then the Thunder in overtime, and then the Celtics, and we'll get into those games dive deep into those ones. But this man, Halliburton, in the second quarter on a Sunday afternoon said, screw it, and pulled up from the half-court logo with like 8 seconds left on the shot clock and drained a beautiful 3. We cannot be any more blessed with this man.
No. I don't know. He's just... I mean, the more you see him play, the more you feel bad for the Kings.
Nah, who cares? That was their fault.
I mean, that's like... I don't know. It's just... It's crazy that we got a player like him, and he actually wants to be here, which is wild. That's usually not a theme with players that we have.
Right.
Like, good players, whether that be Paul George
crazy.
or I guess Sabonis did, but I mean...
It's really not fair. After all these years, we finally get one. He might be the best one.
I won't go that far yet.
Not yet.
He's not. I think Paul George is still, but he's the next wave of. He's potentially could get to that level of Paul George at a point because he is a two-way player in his own way, and he can shoot. He can do about everything. I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, I'm still kind of trying to process the fact that we're actually rebuilding, and
we're still winning, of course.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately,
Lance just had to make that 3.
Yeah, I was actually at that Thunder game.
That's insane.
And yeah, I was with my girlfriend, and it was, I don't know, I'd take a bullet for Lance, man. I swear I would. I love him so much. We just need to sign him to a lifetime contract at this point.
The Thunder won that game.
They did. I agree. I was about to say that.
Why did I say the Pacers won that game? I was about
to say, because that was beautiful. Because I'm like, it's a good game. I mean, that's all I want. I want them to play well and lose. Mm-hmm. I know that's kind of an oxymoron, but
why are we beating Boston?
Yeah,
they're supposed to be good.
I don't think they are very good personally, but they have some good
Tatum's
players.
Supposed to be amazing.
They have some good players. Tatum he's phenomenal, and Jaylen Brown. I watched the game. I was at the Celtics game the last time I played them at home, and they're both so good.
Season tickets, right?
Yeah, that's true. They're both so good. Tatum's so good. Jaylen Brown's really good as well. I mean, Tatum it's so effortless for him just to score all the time. From anywhere on the court, he's just so good. And he holds his own in defensive end. He's not like a liability by any means. And he's just, I don't know. Tatum's another. I mean, everybody knows who Jason Tatum is. He's a generational guy at this point.
Are you going to go to the Kings Pacers game when Sabonis comes back?
I probably will, and I'll probably wear a Sabonis jersey, to be honest.
Show him with respect. If they boo my man.
Oh no, I'll throw hands if somebody boos him.
If you even boo Sabonis,
there's no way.
What are you doing?
There's no way anybody's gonna boo him. I wouldn't think. I would hope not.
I would hope not. Man,
God, I would be so mad.
He didn't ask out.
He didn't ask out.
He seemed a little frustrated at sometimes.
But I mean, that comes with losing.
It's business.
That comes with losing.
Yeah, I mean.
That was more of a. I mean, because
awful hire. What's his name?
I mean, Bjorken.
Nate.
Yeah, Nate Bjorken.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, that just comes with, again, it's a business, and that comes with, I mean, it's bad business if you're losing. And again, at the end of the day, no player or no team wants to, be in a rebuild phase. You want to be good.
Of course.
I mean, so, that's
can't
just.
All be the Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a natural frustration of just being a competitor at the highest level that you can possibly play at. I mean, you're obviously going to want to win.
You're at the high, but you could really be at a low at some point.
Yeah, I mean, and again, going back to the Thunder game, it was good because we beat, we beat the Thunder at their own game, as in, we lost. And that's winning because the Thunder's been trying to tank forever, and they still are. I mean, they still don't have the roster they want.
I'm gonna look at the NBA right now.
And we're in a tanking battle right now with them, and it's the Thunder and the Magic.
I want to say one thing. Pacers Magic games going on right now.
We play them.
Current score: Orlando 69, Indiana 62. Okay. So we are losing to the number one team in the worst team in the NBA right now. So that's
number one pick odds
are going in our favor.
Yeah. We're starting to sway.
We're tanking. This is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've been all in for it since the start of. I mean, not since the start of the year. Since we just like kind of hit the biggest wall that we hit at a point
against Miami, in my opinion.
I think it was against Detroit when we lost at Detroit with the whole roster, and they didn't have Cunningham at that time either. Like we lost just head up to one of the worst rosters at the time in basketball.
Who I could not name a third player.
Yeah, like we talked about last week, but that was kind of the point where it's just like that. And I took a break. Like I took like a 2-3 week break from watching them after that. I'm like, dang, I couldn't because I just get so frustrated, especially because at that time I wasn't in the mindset of like I want us to lose because I was going into the Thunder game. I'm like I want to lose. Like I'm just watching basketball, and we lost.
Like, let me enjoy this time.
Yeah, and it's like I just wanted to watch. I mean, it was a phenomenal game to watch too. I mean, it was like in the almost 140s apiece. I mean, it was in the 140s apiece. I think at the end or dang near.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just a really good game, and then we lost. So there wasn't nobody in the crowd was really upset about it. There was packed. The attendance has skyrocketed as well, and that's like.
I think that comes with it.
Yeah, that's again, it's just an oxymoron. You play worse, you get more fans, but I mean, that's just what the fan base wanted. I wouldn't
necessarily say it's the losing. It's just the young new faces.
Yeah, that's where I was getting at. Like the fan base, like the loyal fan base. Not just like the everyday Joe, like Indianapolis native. Like everybody that goes to the games and wants to watch them play wanted them to do what they did. Like if you were a true Pacer fan, you wanted it to blow it up.
Yep. And
you wanted them to change because it obviously wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And now people are seeing that they changed. And yeah, we got this new kid. We got this young kid who's very good. We got guys like Buddy Hield, and we're playing the guys like Brissett and Duarte and Isaiah Jackson and all these guys, and we're playing these guys.
Jackson is another story, man.
Yeah, I love Isaiah Jackson. He's a Kentucky player. I mean,
we're just so like in a good mood about us losing. It's just so crazy. Like we don't care. We're just having a good time watching our young boys prosper.
And it's, I don't know, and you're seeing them develop as well. I mean, Isaiah Jackson's getting better as the games, and Halliburton's adjusting to.
Jalen Smith, he's now and with the minutes
he started tonight.
Yeah, so he's obviously been doing great.
He played very well against the Thunder as well.
We got him for a second-round pick.
Yeah,
I think he'll come back. I don't want to leave.
I hope
we give him. We give him
Torrey Craig too, which who cares? But
go for it. We didn't need him. He dresses cool, but that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. He didn't do much, and
he came for the contract. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just. I don't know, it's just a good time. It's just a change of scenery, which was just so desperately needed for like 4 or 5 months. Like we just needed a change. And
there was this dark period for sure.
And I think again it's just kind of like in the off season, but I think they should trade Brogdon because I agree. I don't think there's a place. He doesn't have a place. Because if Duarte comes back. You have Duarte, who I would play him over Brogdon personally, just because he's younger. You got to develop him, and he just has a lot of potential. And then you have Hield, who's solid, and you have Halliburton. He doesn't have a spot, and you could get a solid load for him, depending on the team, whether it be a pick or two or
easily get something
like a back end pick. I feel like we could get a back end first round pick from a good team, and like a
future.
Yeah, we're like whether 2 picks, 2 first rounds from a good team, or like 1 pick from a good team and like a above average player from a good team. Let me ask you this question:
if we do trade Brogdon, does he start?
What do you mean?
Like, will he start
at the team he goes to?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on who he goes to. Like, if he goes to like the Warriors or something, like no, probably. But if he
he's still starting caliber. I'd say, but
I mean, he played very well against the Thunder. I mean, again, he started. It was the first game back that he played was against the Thunder after he'd been out for 5 years. It felt like, and he played well.
He's just kind of the odd man out at this point.
Yeah, like he meshes with Halliburton kind of well, but I mean, Hield had almost 30 points that game. Like we don't. It's just not a need that the team doesn't need another guard.
Brogdon, but there's got to be priorities.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he understands that.
Yeah, there's guys that we have that we're trying to build around, and he's just not in that picture anymore. And I think he's.
If he takes a pay cut, I'd love that. But.
I mean, I wouldn't. hate to have him, and he doesn't like hurt us in any way.
No.
I wouldn't say, but it's just
He's just there.
I mean, he's like almost $25 million that we don't need to spend, and we can spend on other things that would help the overall team.
I would say like a 4, 3,
4 off the
whatever
bench.
TJ Warren is doing. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, I don't think we need him either. That's an opinion that I have.
I agree.
I mean, because he hasn't played in 2 years. He's not going to play in 2 years.
Like what? Like,
And
do
who
we
knows
even know? Is he okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm being honest.
I don't
We
know.
don't know.
I don't know. Like,
We don't get updates.
it's the longest foot injury I've seen ever.
I wonder, like, if you ask like the top stars, like, when was the last time you think TJ Warren played a game? Even though he was hurt. Like, or
Yeah, I
something
mean, he
that.
hasn't
Like,
played
what?
since the bubble, which
He's
is
been
kind of.
hurt.
Yeah, he hasn't even played a
Like,
game
people
since
just
the bubble.
forgot about him.
Yeah, I forget about him all the time, to be honest.
Ricky Rubio, even him.
Yeah.
He won't be back. Definitely not.
But
He's collecting a check in Spain.
I think he's just kind of trade bait. I would trade him and Brogdon at the same time to get
Who
more.
would want that big contract though? Those are
I don't know. I mean,
huge.
there's some teams I can eat it.
Ricky. Those two could definitely still play. Ricky could still do his thing, like off the
Yeah.
bench.
It's just, I don't know. We have a lot of things that could happen and that I want to happen. And it'll also depend on who we draft. Because, I mean, we would trade Brogdon after the draft or maybe in the draft to get picked
Right.
or whatever that may be. But it would be after we knew what pick we had, no matter what.
Yes.
Whether it be, I hope in the top 5. Hopefully, I don't know how it would not be in the top 5 at this point because we're losing, lost to the Thunder. I mean, we're not a competitive team in any
No,
form.
we're not.
I mean, we started Halliburton.
be.
I mean, our starting lineup now was Halliburton, Hield, Isaiah Jackson, Jalen Smith, and O'Shea Brissett.
Yeah.
Like that's not even you take a team like the Raptors, who aren't in title contention in any means, or starting guys like Siakam and Van Vliet, and these guys that are all-star caliber players, and we don't have anybody that's I guess Halliburton is good, but he's not
He's not to that
Van
A
Vliet.
tier yet.
Like Van Vliet made the All-Star game. Like he's not Fred Van Vliet yet. I think he'll. I mean,
He'll
I
be
think
better than him maybe.
But again, that's not even a title contending team when they're starting guys that are.
They're a
like,
7 seed.
Yeah. So
What is the
we're
East
not
up to right
like
now?
we're not in a spot to compete in any way, and we're not trying to compete. So
This is really weird.
yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a very. It's good for me because it's just a very stress-free environment
Yeah.
to be in a fan base like this at the moment. I mean, it feels like being like a Thunder fan or something right now. I mean, they don't stress about anything. I mean, they have some good young guys,
They're chilling.
and they have picks. They have so many picks,
Yeah.
and I mean, they're set. Another guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
Love him.
so underrated. Oh my lord,
I love Shea.
he had 36, I think, against the. I mean, it was so effortless too.
He's
I mean,
just such a good player.
Yeah, he gets. I mean, he can get
just
to the
doesn't
rim.
shine real well
Yeah, he
on
gets
that
to the
team.
rim at will. He's very crafty, very good handle. He can shoot. I mean, I don't know.
We could talk about most underrated players any given time.
Yeah, he's so good. I mean, another Kentucky kid as well.
Oh, I forgot even about
Yeah,
that.
he's
Yeah. Drafted by
so-
the Hornets, traded to the Clippers on draft night.
And then got traded for. It was for Paul George.
It was for Paul George, which broke the internet at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I was actually in Pitts. I remember that. I remember that probably for the rest of my life. I don't know why, but I was in Pittsburgh. I watched the Pittsburgh Pirates game that night with my family. It was in the hotel.
You a Pirates fan?
No. We were just on vacation.
Okay.
We just went to MLB games, we went to a Nationals game and a Baltimore game and a
Never
Pirates
been
game.
to a baseball game.
I love baseball, man.
I've never been to one yet.
Yeah,
I really want to.
They're good. They're good. It's a good atmosphere. Baseball. I mean, we might not even have a baseball season, but
That's
again,
another topic.
but
They
I mean,
didn't get
an
a deal
actual
done.
a legitimate. Because I'm a big Reds guy, and the environment at Reds games they're really good. I mean,
What the Pirates and Reds rivals?
the Pirates are just so bad.
But they had a
They're not
huge
rivals.
fight, like a few years ago.
It's the Reds and the Cardinals are the main rival in
Ah.
that. But the Pirates aren't really rivals with anybody because they're just so bad. They've been bad for so long.
Even McCutcheon, they were bad, really.
Yeah. We're just flying off the hinges right
I know.
now.
What are we
But-
doing?
But I remember
hard.
because it was 2 a.m, and I got the notification. It was it was PG out of OKC. I was like, what the heck? And it was 2 a.m. Like my phone like just kept buzzing. It was just like Twitter notifications and Bleacher Report notifications and stuff. I was like, what's going on? And I looked at my phone and it was like, he got traded to L.A. and then Kawhi Leonard got traded to L.A. at the same time. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
literally like
what's
15, 20 minutes
Yeah.
after the fact. Like, it was a crazy night to be a Clippers fan.
yeah, just and
Which I
nobody
was.
that was just not when nobody saw that. It was all like he's going to the Lakers or he's going to. It was really just the Lakers. Everybody thought he was going to the Lakers, and then people thought Kawhi was going to the Lakers too, but they didn't.
As soon as PG went.
Yeah, and then they went to the Clippers.
No one expected that.
Crazy.
And now that here they are in their third year. Kawhi has yet to play a game this season due to his injury in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Who knows? Maybe
Paul George has been out
he's
for a long.
probably coming at the best time. What?
Paul George has been out for a while as well.
Yeah, he has actually.
I think it's a shoulder. I'm fairly
They're
certain it's a
currently
shoulder.
the 8th seed. Lakers aren't even looking pretty.
Meh.
Zion Williamson finally decided to text CJ McCollum after getting called out by JJ Redick.
True.
I'm just looking down the list, like seeing what is the most popular thing going on right now. Phoenix Suns, Chris Paul, Devin Booker doing their thing.
Well, Paul's out for like 6-8 weeks, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna matter. I mean, it'll matter. They won't win.
How's Clay been since his return?
He's been okay. I mean, the Warriors.
I haven't heard from him since.
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors are just good.
They're just always so good.
And yeah, I mean, I don't think the Suns will lose some games that they shouldn't because they don't have Chris Paul.
Yeah,
but they're still gonna win 75% of the games they
with
play.
Devin Booker and Aiden there,
and
they're set.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good team. They're they're entitled. I mean, they made the finals last year, obviously.
Grizzlies, John Morant. What can you say about that man?
I love John Morant, man.
He is one of the best, not even young guards. He's
He's,
one of the best guards.
I saw a lot of Twitter, Instagram posts like just heavy debates. They're saying like, would you take D Rose or John Morant?
In their prime?
Yeah. And like they're comparing numbers, like D Rose is MVP year, and like John Morant this year, and John Morant is better in every single category than MVP Derrick Rose is.
Then how the heck?
Yeah, and I mean again, D Rose has some of the most brain dead stands on the internet, and he always will for just who knows the reason.
Derrick Rose. This man had a whole city on his back.
Yeah, like and he has some
loved.
Has some of the most aggressive stands and fans in the NBA still.
Dude is still injured for like 3 more weeks, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but John Morant's just so good.
John Morant, love him. Utah Jazz. One of my personal favorites, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, they're always so average.
They're just
so good.
I think I've said this before on here, but like they're just like they're the definition of a regular. I think it was on Sports Extra with Joe, and I said this because we talked about the Jazz. I said, like, they're just the most regular season team, like, ever. Like, they always are, like, top 5 seed in the West. They have been the past, like, 4 years.
Yeah.
They're top 5 seed in the West, and then they just get bounced.
They need to do something different.
That's what I mean. And that's what we talked about, like, what could they do different? And I don't, like.
I would not have kept Rudy Gobert. Like, we get Rudy Gobert, but he's not an offensive threat.
No, like, I think keeping a guy like Gobert is helpful because, like, I think rim protection is one of the more underrated things in the league overall. I mean, because defense is still there.
I understand to an extent.
But they need somebody. They don't need.
I don't think they need to be paying that guy that much.
No, but they don't need Conley.
No, Conley has to go after this.
Because like that's what I mean. Because Mitchell's 6'1". Like he runs the point. Like, he can run the point.
But does he want to?
But like I
hope he doesn't
probably.
win out.
I would think probably. I mean, he could. I mean, he obviously can dribble a basketball.
Yeah.
And not just get it taken from. But they just need a wing, like that.
Gordon Hayward, come back.
I mean, they need somebody like that. They just need another guy that can score.
Yeah.
Because I mean, their third scorer is like Jordan Clarkson, off the bench, or like Bojan.
And yeah, they just lost Ingles for the whole season.
Yeah, so
that's gonna.
They just need
really mess them up.
Like just a win. Like they just need another guy that can just score.
They need
efficiently.
like something Donovan Mitchell-esque but taller.
Yeah, like just at the wing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like there's not too many guys that are just floating around that are like that. Yeah. So they're just in kind of a tough spot.
Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just in a tough spot when it comes to getting over the hump because they're just kind of tied in who they have for a while. So
Going to the Mavericks, Luka Doncic, doing his thing. Kristaps, he got traded to the Wizards recently. So,
it's true.
I mean, Mavericks are doing their thing. I mean, ever since Spencer did when he came to the team, they've really improved. So, it's a great trade by them.
Yeah. On paper, it didn't look like it. On paper, I thought they were going to tank or something.
Agreed.
When I was like, okay, so they're just not. Because Porzingis obviously has capabilities of being a star. He was at one point, and they just gave him up for Spencer Dinwiddie's obviously not a bad player by any means, but they already have like Luka and other guys like Jalen Brunson at the point and the guard,
who I thought was going to get traded, but they didn't
yeah.
trade him.
So I was like, why did they get Dinwiddie? Why did they give up Porzingis?
What are they doing?
Yeah, and now they're better off. Where I guess they knew something that we did not. So, I don't know. I mean, again, they're playing well. Ever since Luka got disrespected in some way on, like, major social media, where I think it was, like, a comparison to somebody, or, like, saying it might have been Trae Young.
Oh, God.
Or saying that there was some, like, way, shape, or form that he was, like, declining, or he was not as good as whoever. And he's just been so good ever since. It's like the past 20 games. It's been like 20 games ago that happened. And he's since then he's still averaging like over 30 points, like over 8 in two other categories. I mean, he's just being Luka. I mean, I think he's one of the faces of the league, personally. I mean, he's just a generation.
Luka is a top 10 player.
He's a generational talent. The generational talent.
He is an absolute amazing player to
so
watch. Go watch this man if you can.
Again,
please.
it's just a classic case of like NBA social media being overdramatic and just trying to assume things that are just not the case and just trying to compare for no reason. Just trying to knock a guy like that just for no reason.
Right.
And he just took it personally, I guess, and just been on a tear ever since. I mean, they came back and beat the Warriors last night at Golden State.
Congrats.
So
it takes a lot. I mean, not a lot of people can even go in and win a game there. So.
Yeah, and it was like they were down like 18 or something at one point. They came back. So, again, I don't know. I guess Steph Curry, that All-Star game thing. I don't know.
Next up, Minnesota Timberwolves. A little surprised that they're even on this list right so early. The 7th seed in the West. So,
yeah,
what's really changed for them, really? I mean, they've just been sticking to the grind.
Yeah, I mean, they've gotten some guys now. I mean, you got Edwards 2 years ago. I mean, he's now
wins 1 3-point championship.
He's a second year.
Team wants to go insane.
Yeah, I mean, he got drafted. I guess. Yeah, it was 2 years ago at this point.
2020.
Yeah, 2020. Because should have got rookie there last year. Again.
Oh, we shouldn't have.
I think he should have personally.
No.
But
Melo all the way.
I have a jersey of a Melo Ball, but I think that it was. I just think that since he played, I think like that playing, like has to the best available. Like, I think that he played like 20 more games, and he averaged like just a little bit less than he did, and I don't know. It was close, but I think LaMelo is better. But I think now I think he's better. I thought he was better last year, like talent wise, but I think Edwards just had better numbers or had like a better stint for a little bit longer.
I think you're just hurting yourself trying to even say this.
Yeah, I just love Anthony Edwards a lot. I think
I love him too, and he's a good guy. He's funny. That is something. One of the funniest guys in the NBA.
Yeah, he's I don't know. And then you always have Karl Towns, who's underrated again.
Still one of my favorite players.
Again, Kentucky kid, another Kentucky guy. But
you love Kentucky.
Yeah, it's.
Do you think there's every player in the league on a team from Kentucky? Like
all 30 teams? It's close.
I bet.
It's very close. There's some teams that have 3 or 4 players from Kentucky. They have the most by like so much. Like most NBA people on rosters at the moment, like from a college, like by so much. And I don't know, they just produce NBA players. It's a factory pretty much.
Yeah.
There's 4 guys projected to go in the first round from Kentucky this year again.
Well, we're an hour and 5 in. Let's just quick recap of the rest of the Western teams and quick Eastern. Clippers, we already talked about them. Lakers, they are awful.
Terrible. Horrible
Westbrook, don't know what you're doing. LeBron, you need to be the GM and hurry up because you're about to get bounced. I heard Anthony Davis fell off the surgery table during surgery. Why are you laughing? No, I'm kidding.
He's out like 4 more weeks, I think.
I don't know what to do. This team is so awful.
They're terrible.
They should have known.
They waived.
This was never a good idea.
They waived DeAndre Jordan today.
Didn't even know he was on the team.
Yeah,
I
they
completely
waived.
forgot he
They
was on a
waived
Lakers team.
They waived him.
Pelicans. I don't know.
Okay.
Bi and CJ look like they're doing pretty good. Just gotta wait for Zion. Trailblazers.
They're tanking, man.
Dame's sticking to the grind.
Yeah,
he's getting what he asked for.
Getting a better pick.
Hopefully they don't mess it up.
Yeah.
Zach Collins.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
What?
they have a better roster, I think, than we do. Still, like to the,
No way.
No, I mean they have.
Nah.
They just have a core. I mean, maybe not anymore now that CJ's gone, but I think.
Nurkic still
I think
gets
they'll
hurt.
win more games. I think they'll win more games than we will, like on accident, because I don't think everybody's fully bought into the tank. I mean, it's just so hard to get those guys to like buy in.
Yeah.
And I think like that we've just bought in. Like I saw that at the Thunder game. Like we're just so bought into the fact that like we can't win pretty much. Like we don't want to win, but like we still want to put on a show because it was just shots that were shot like by Lance. I mean, Lance went like 1 for 9 in overtime.
Let him do it. Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Let the crowd know. The crowd wants Lance. That's what we're getting.
But I mean, there's just I mean, we can just keep moving on. But I was just saying, the Trailblazers are going to win more games than we will on accident.
Probably.
Just for a lot of reasons. But
Spurs. What can you really say about them?
they're just bad.
Deontay Murray. Hey, he's an all-star. Congrats. I like Keldon Johnson a lot. Another Kentucky guy.
There you go.
Coach Pop. Last year. Coach K's last year. Coach Pop. Did you join him?
Might as well, man.
I hope not. Coach Pop's too good. Sacramento Kings. I already talked about them.
Well.
They used to have a good player, and then they lost him. Yeah. They traded him to the Pacers. Thunder, talked on them a little bit. Rockets, they are currently still the second worst team in the NBA. Is that correct? Second, yes, they are tied with the Pistons. So keep tanking. Let's talk about a little bit longer, I guess. Not too much, but Eastern teams. We'll go from the bottom up real quick. Magic, who cares? Pistons, I mean, Cade Cunningham. Indiana Pacers, talking up about them. Don't know why the heck the New York Knicks somehow the 12th seed. Probably because Coach Tibb doesn't want what's his name, Cam Reddish. I thought RJ Barrett he's finally, I think, sticking out from that draft class as the 3rd overall pick. You got to think maybe going back, maybe as of right now speaking, should have went Ja, and then Ja, and then RJ Barrett. To the Zion. We don't know yet. Zion hasn't proved anything.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's official that Ja's overtaken Zion at this point.
100%. Oh, yeah. 100%. Well, he needs
I mean, again,
real quick.
Again, he's very capable of being able to prove it if he plays.
So.
Yeah, I want him to. I have a Zion.
I have a Zion jersey. This to happen to him.
Yeah. And but we can just keep moving on.
No, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
I just got homework. Washington Wizards.
Yeah, Beal's out and stuff. I mean, they just don't really have a chance. They just kind of coasting.
They're another weird team.
Yeah. They were the 1 seed at one point for like a month in. Like a month into the year, they were like the 1 seed. I'm not joking at all.
Oh, my God.
They were like 20-4 at one point.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Hawks. Why are they at the 10 seed? What the heck's happening with Trae Young?
It's not Trae Young's fault by any means. I mean, he's putting up his best numbers of his career. It's just, the roster's just subpar. I mean, they have Collins.
Got the Eastern Conference. Collins.
Yeah.
Bogdanovich.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it,
so.
man. Yeah. It's just not as good
Hello?
Yeah, it's just not as good as you want it to
be.
Yeah.
Hornets. LaMelo Ball. Love him. Love Kelly Oubre. Love the acquisition of Montrezl Harrell. It just made so much sense for them to need another big guy.
Yeah, I mean, they're sneaky when it comes to like
they're
playoffs.
A good team.
Like they're still probably gonna be in like the 6, 7, 8.
Oh, they'll be playing, I think.
Or, like they'll probably be. I think they'll end up like 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like they won't be in the play-in. Like they'll be in the play-in, but they'll be like the home. Like they'll be the.
Yeah,
They'll be the home team in the play-in.
The play-in, you only need 1 win if you're a 7 or 8 seed, but you need 2 wins if you're the 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Nets. Kyrie gets to play at home games now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, there'll be an adjustment there. I mean,
Durant's still hurt.
I mean, Simmons is
really
almost
tough.
Simmons is starting to. He's like on full practices
He's getting
now.
close there, but I think they're gonna wait a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing like full contact practices and stuff now. So he's getting there. I mean, that they're not going to be that seed for much longer. I wouldn't say. I mean, they have one of the
hasn't played
yeah.
yet.
I mean, they'll be
Mills
on the
is great.
rise. I would think.
Raptors, how the heck? I thought this team was supposed to be bad.
No, man. I mean, I don't know. They're a very gritty
Great
team.
coach team.
Gritty.
That too.
Like just they're like the Grizzlies when they had like Mike Conley on them. They're just scrappy. They're gritty, scrappy.
It's a good team.
I mean, they just have guys that just get after it in a sense,
Yeah.
like Anunoby and Siakam and Van Vliet and like Boucher and all those guys. They're just
Could they do something in playoffs? Like,
probably not. I mean, they have a chance to probably win a series. I think
I think
depends
they
on
could
who they
be
play.
one of the teams that could upset a team.
Yeah, I mean
in my opinion.
they made they usually make the second round. They did like a few years ago. I mean, I think they did in the bubble.
They won a championship 3 years ago.
Yeah, they
That was 3 years ago.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And again, they're just one of those like they're a team you don't want to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're a real threat to to the top half teams in the East. I don't think by any means.
Boston. I mean,
They're
we
solid.
touched on them earlier.
They're solid.
Need to step it up a little bit more. And let's just group these 5 together: Bucks, Cavs, Sixers, Bulls, Heat. All 5 of these easily. Everyone honestly except the Cavs. I don't know how the Cavs have gotten this lucky. I think the Bucks, Sixers, Bulls, and Heat are easily the 4 that are the scariest to get to the Eastern Conference Finals right now.
Yeah.
And if the season ended today, it would be a Cavs or if the Bucks were to win their first round in the Heat, it would be a second round Heat Bucks, which we all know what happened last time. Like they got up on one. It was the bubble where the Heat got the Bucks, and last year obviously the Bucks got the Heat. So the reigning champions not looking the best right now. And then obviously Philly, Harden, Embiid, can't be mad. Bulls love what they're doing. DeRozan for MVP, maybe.
Yeah, man.
Who knows?
He's a beast, man. We're definitely one of the better comeback stories of the past 5 or 6 years.
Love it.
I mean, they said he was like, it was like declared as like the worst trade of the off season.
I know.
Yeah, and
He proved them
I
all
told
wrong.
people because I'm on another podcast. I told people on that he's obviously I didn't think he's going to be like Michael Jordan, like it just looks like right now. But I mean, I was like this. He's definitely a good fit with what they have, and he just gives them another score and stuff. And he's ascended to. I mean, he's broken records over the past like month or so. Like he's like the first person to ever score like 35 plus and shoot over 60%
Right.
in like 5 straight games or something.
Yeah.
Like he's only averaging like 1 3-pointer a game.
Got it.
So he's like, I don't know, he's just a maestro at what he does.
I love DeRozan, dude.
Yeah, he's just mastered the craft of.
A lot of people. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, he's just mastered the craft of just getting his own shot efficiently.
Oh, 100%.
And at a high rate from anywhere, pretty much.
And that's one thing I was going to touch on because a lot of people on Twitter saying that the Spurs and Coach Pop would not let DeRozan do that.
Yeah, which, I mean, unfortunate for them, I guess. Good for the Bulls. Good for Billy Donovan, who I think is a very good coach.
I do too. I never
Ex-Florida coach.
hated him.
Coach Bradley Beal, Joakim Noah, all those guys. Coached a lot of really good NBA talent at Florida. And he won He won a title at Florida with
Coached
Joakim Noah.
Westbrook and Durant. Was Durant on that team? When he
No,
coached?
it was Westbrook, and that was the year Westbrook like won the MVP and like had one of the best seasons of all time. But yeah, I mean I don't know, he's just a really good coach. Knows how to develop talent very well.
100%. And I guess the last team we can really touch on real quick, Miami Heat. Show everyone what your shirt. Who's on your shirt right now?
Victor Oladipo.
Victor Oladipo, and this man somehow is getting paid $3 million and hasn't played, and he's the first team in the East. As a Pace fan, it hurts to see this. I hate it. Really, it bothers me.
I mean, Miami's just
They're such a good team.
they built a just like an all around unit of a team. Like they just drafted well. They got the pieces in the offseason. They got Butler. They got Lowry in the offseason. They drafted Bam, Hero, Duncan Robinson. They got all these guys. And they play so well together. They play so what do you say?
They're working hard.
Yeah, they just play so well together. And they have the right leaders and right just goals and and then you have like Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra.
Love those two.
I mean, they're just two of the best to ever do it. I mean, Spoelstra got announced as like a top 15, 12 coach of all time or something.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they said at the All-Star game.
That's respect, dude.
And I mean, Pat Riley is one of the best basketball minds of all time. I mean, he has six NBA titles, GMing and coaching.
He's got the proof to back it up.
Yeah.
What?
And I don't know. I mean, they just have. I don't know. I mean, they're just a good team, man. They're fun to watch. They're just so fun. They're fundamentally sound for another thing. Like they don't make many mistakes. They have natural playmakers. Like Bam's one of the best playmaking big men in the league.
Yeah.
Obviously behind like Jokic and stuff. I mean, again, I love Jokic. Jokic is one of my favorite players.
Love him too.
Yeah, I mean he's getting to the point to where he's like one of the better big men almost ever in terms of all around play. In terms of all around play, like being able, I mean he's shooting over 40% from three like the past 3 years, and I think he's a top 3 playmaking big man ever.
Yeah,
like he has one of the best minds and just IQs like for a guy to be 7 foot tall and like 280 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's just so unique. Again,
he deserved the MVP.
He's a top 3 front runner still. I mean, he got MVP last year. He's a top 3 this year still. I mean, it's him and Embiid and Giannis are the 3 names, and DeRozan at the moment.
Let's see what the Pacers score is real quick before we get off here. If I knew how to type. Currently, we are doing what we want them to do. They're losing 103-85 with
that's a
8
loss.
minutes to go.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Worst team in the NBA, the Orlando Magic.
They lost to them at home as well.
Yeah.
When they played.
Why do we suck against the Magic?
I mean, I guess it's just like a goal to lose against
Young
them.
guards versus young guards. That's all it is. Yeah. But Zach, man, we talked a lot. We got through all these NBA teams. We talked a lot about the Pacers too. It was a good episode.
I agree.
Talked about you with the Pacers. Talked with Jacob about wrestling. WrestleMania is around the corner. So much is going on. Say thank you real quick to Jacob Pickett one more time. Thank you, Zach.
Yep.
It was an honor to have you on here for Season 1, Episode 2 of Sports Extra Uncut. Please follow us on all social medias at WZIS-FM. We will not be here next week, I guess, due to spring break. So we will be back either the next following Monday, which is the 14th, or a day after that. You just have to wait and see. I don't even know yet. But yes, for myself, for Zach, for Jacob, I've been Kobe Clark. Thank you guys for listening and watching. We hope you have all a great midterm week if you're a student, or a great week if you're whatever. See you all next time.